What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing an update of the above ground mini pond. It's been 3 months now, so I thought it was about time. We're also going to do a bit of an update of my other 2 ponds, and later on in the video we're also going to be adding a very special fish to the above ground mini pond, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So here it is, looking gorgeous. First thing you may notice, we do now have a net. I made this a couple of weeks ago, and if you've seen my 5 ways to stop heron video, you will have already seen that. But yeah, simple little design made out of some PVC pipe, some elbows, some plastic netting, some zip ties, all put together to make a nice lightweight heron net. Another thing I've added is a fish cave just in that corner there, and made in a very similar way to how I made the net. It's just some PVC pipe again, sort of made into like a little cube, and then a good sized piece of slate put on the top just to make a nice little fish cave. So plant wise, they're doing okay. They were struggling for a little while, which I believe was because didn't have any fish in here producing any waste for quite a while. There is now 1 fish in there that's been in for about 2 weeks, and it's actually one of the fish from the Goldfish rescue. He's in there. I think he is currently under the cave, so he's chilling out in there, but he does come out more at night actually, and I'll just put a bit of footage up for you just to see that. He is eating well. His little friend that we also got on the Goldfish rescue, he's actually still in the house because he got a little bit poorly for a while. He is making a nice recovery though, so he should be back out here soon. But back to the plants, you may have noticed that the watercress that I planted just in here has now gone, and that is because I've decided that watercress maybe isn't a great plant for bog filters, and that's mainly because it just grows too quickly. And I'll show you what I mean by that, too quickly and too big. If we go over to this pond over here, my sort of main pond, this is another bog filter here made out of a bin or trash can, as some of you may know it. But yeah, this is watercress, and it grows huge, and it can quite easily block up a bog filter, which is what exactly happened to this one. I had to completely clean that bog filter out the other day. Like, it was covered in watercress and was actually overflowing over the top, so I had to pull it all out and start again. I did actually put some back in there, but I don't know, yeah, maybe watercress maybe isn't the best plant for a bog filter just because it can grow a little bit out of control. So what else has been going on this pond? The water lily in this pond, which was just in that corner there, has been removed because it was getting eaten by something like real bad. If anyone's got any advice on how to stop it, like your water lilies being eaten, I don't even know what it was, some sort of bugs or something. Maybe it's because there was no fish in the pond for such a long time to eat the bugs, not too sure. I might try another one at some point over the next couple of weeks, but the pondweed is doing well. I did actually take it out of the little stones that I put it in and replanted them in some baskets. Still just growing in gravel, but I thought it'd just give their roots a little bit more room to grow. Other than that though, the pond is working out really nicely. Crystal clear water. It does sort of look like it might be a little bit green, but the water is actually clear, and it's just a bit of a layer of algae on the gravel on the bottom, which is making it sort of look a little bit green, but is actually crystal clear. The pre-filter, which we've got in here, the Fluval 407 that feeds the bog filter, is working really well. One problem I think I might have to deal with at some point is that this tubing that I use is sort of kinking, so I may have to get some PVC pipe and just make like a little sort of thing there to rectify that. But other than that, all working out well. Also, I probably should have mentioned earlier, but if you haven't seen my previous videos on this pond, I've actually got a playlist of like 3 or 4 videos showing exactly how I made this pond, literally from like putting the base down to insulating it, cladding it, planting it all up, the whole process. So I'll link that playlist at the end of this video, and I'll also stick it in the description. So if you think that might be of interest to you, definitely go check that out. Also, I'm just going to quickly answer some common questions that have come up quite a few times in the comment section of the build videos for this pond. And the main one is, what size is the tub? And it's 470 litres, which I'm not too sure what that is in gallons, but I'll put it up on the screen. And the other one is, where did I get the tub from? I got it from my local fish store. But if you just Google 470 litre Laguna tub, you should be able to find it fairly easily. That being said though, let's go and have a quick check-in on my other ponds and see what's going on with them. So this is my white cloud pond, and you may recognise this pond from my video that I did about making this DIY bog filter. So the filter has now been set up for, I'd say, about a month now, and it seems to be doing pretty well. The horrible algae that I had in here seems to be pretty much gone. I've got a little bit, there's a little bit of string algae still knocking around, but nothing compared to how it was. So I think the bog filter is definitely working. Also, the water lily in this pond is doing really well. So I think maybe in this pond, the little fish probably eat the little bugs that would potentially eat the lilies. So yeah, this pond is ticking along nicely. And I do want to add some golden white cloud to this, because these are just these standard ones, and it's pretty hard to see them. The only time you can really see them is at night when I'm feeding them, when I've got the light on. But yeah, that's why I want to get some golden ones in, because I think you'll be able to see them a little bit better. But yeah, that being said, let's move on to the next pond. So this is my main pond, and this is the pond that I'm really hoping to upgrade in the not too distant future. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Fish are all doing really well in here. The water is crystal clear. And yeah, plants are all doing well. We've got a couple of bog filters going on here. We've got one there, we've got one there, we've got a little pressure filter there that feeds that bog filter, and we've got a little internal filter inside the pond. And I actually gave this pond a massive clean out probably a month or two ago now, where I literally took everything apart, you know, cleaned out the pressure filter, took that internal filter out and gave that a good clean out. And I even gave the bottom of the pond a big like gravel vac out, got the pond vac out and gave that a good old clean. That being said though guys, it's now time to go and grab a very special goldfish to put into this pond. Let's go get him. And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Mo the goldfish. So Mo here, he was one of my pond fish from my main pond, and he wasn't feeling too well at the end of last season, so I brought him in for the winter. He's back up to full health though now, and it's time to get him back out into the pond. Now, I've been outside and I've checked the temperature of the pond that he's going into, the above ground mini pond, and I've checked the temperature here, and they're very similar. I think there's like about half a degree in it, so I'm going to do a quick acclimation and we can get him into the pond. So I've just realised I haven't actually got a net big enough to catch Mo in, so I don't want to risk hurting him, so I'm going to have to go and quickly buy one now. So I'll see you in a second. Right, I'm back. I've got my net. What shenanigans that was. But yeah, I've been outside. I've given it a rinse off because you can't be too careful, especially when it comes to a man like Mo. So I'm going to half fill this bucket up, take him outside, get him acclimated, and we'll get him into the pond. So here's your boy, let's get him outside. Okay, so I've started the acclimation process. I've already added 1 jug of water in there. So I'm just gonna add a jug of water out of the pond every few minutes and we'll get him acclimated. I've got him, oh, actually the sun's, yeah, I've got him sort of in the shade there, so we should be all right. Gonna recheck the temperature of the pond compared to the bucket that Mo's in again, just to make sure they're not too different, and we'll get him in. Okay, so Mo has finished acclimating. It's only been about 5 minutes. I've added 3 jugs of water into his bucket, but I don't want to spend too long doing this because it is well hot out here today, and I'm worried that bucket is going to start to heat up, and when that happens, oxygen content will start to drop. So I just want to get him in, and I think I'm going to do that now. So there we go, Mo's in. Oh, where's he gone? Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's having a good explore. Doesn't seem to be fazed by the process. He's not like sitting on the bottom or hiding in the corner or anything like that. So he seems fairly relaxed. So what we'll do is I'll give him a few hours and then we'll come back and check on how he's doing. Okay guys, so it is now about 3 hours later. I've mowed the lawn. So let's go check on little Mo. So here's the big man himself, having the time of his life, which I knew he would be. I actually spoke to him last night to let him know that he'd be going into the pond today, and bless his little cotton socks, he was so excited. And yeah, not only that, his little friend Jerry, who I currently can't see, has been out loads more. he was pretty much hiding constantly in that cave before I put Mo in. But I've already seen them swimming around together. And it just seems to have brought Jerry right out of his shell. So Mo is settling in, an absolute treat. So I'm going to do one more update in this video, but I'm going to wait for it to get dark, get the lights on, give them a little feeding, and yeah, I'll see you then. Okay guys, so it's several hours later, it's dark outside, so let's head on out there and see how Mo and his little pal Jerry are getting on. Okay, so here we go. Pond always looks good at night with the lights and everything. So let's see if they're out and about. You can spot Mo at the back there. Where's his little mate? They have been out and about. Oh, they're both there actually. They're both hanging out together. There they are. Seems to be getting on well. So I'm going to try giving them a little bit of food now. I've got a bit of flake for Jerry. He's still just a little boy. And I've got some pellets there for Mo. Let's see if they eat. There's Jerry, having a bit of food. Oh, he's having a right old feast. Come on, Mo. Okay guys, so that is Mo and Jerry both eating, so that's always a good sign. And that is going to bring us to the end of this one. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a like. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.